Holy Shite destroyed Android. Actually uploaded Holy Shite.
Zero purpose. You should kill yourself.
Descendents is one of my favorite bands of all time. Ever since I first tried out Milo Goes to College and I heard My Edge, I was hooked. And the guy that got me into them, Kashima, is going to be reviewing every Descendents album with me in this video. And I thought I'd make something a little less ambitious and, show some more love for Descendents because, I don't want to do anything too crazy right now. So yeah, smell my muff, enjoy. Milo Goes to College is a really great debut album for these guys, not counting the Fat EP. Of all their records, this one is probably the most straight up hardcore sounding. It's only around 20 minutes of consistency. It's an album I can listen to straight through when I want just like a quick album to listen to. Some highlights for me are My Edge, I Want to Be a Bear, I'm Not a Loser, M16, Tony Edge, Suburban Home, and Bikeage. Overall, this album is incredibly solid, not perfect or hot take, not their best, but it's great. I'll say that impact aside, this album is kind of overrated. I feel like they were still figuring things out, but I'd still give Milo Goes to College like a 9 out of 10.
Milo Goes to College is my third favorite Descendents album. It is a really, really good album, but it just doesn't hold up compared to Enjoy and I Don't Want to Grow Up. It has some really standout tracks like Bikeage, My Edge, and I'm Not a Loser, but it also has some weaker songs like Gene is Dead and Statue of Liberty. Overall, I really, really like this album, but it just doesn't compare to the rest of the two albums above it.
I Don't Want to Grow Up, in my opinion, is far better than Milo Goes to College, and I know that's a hot take for a lot of people, considering Milo Goes to College seems to be like not only like the fan favorite, I guess, but like just kind of like the favorite, like critically, pretty much too. But honestly, I Want to Grow Up is definitely more like where I feel like Descendents found their signature sound, in my opinion. Some highlights include Descendents, I Don't Want to Grow Up, Pervert, Can't Go Back, My World, Theme, Silly Girl, In Love This Way, Christmas Vacation, Good Things, Ace. I mean, this entire album is just like a no skip, basically. I mean, GCF is probably the worst one. I like that song is like kind of just mid. I don't know. Can't really get into that one, but everything else is really cool. And I'd say this album is probably our first 10 out of 10. Hot take. All right, cool.
I Don't Want to Grow Up is my favorite Descendents album and favorite album of all time. This album is perfection, and there's not one song that I dislike on it. But some of the standout songs on it, however, are In Love This Way, Ace, and Can't Go Back, which is actually my favorite song ever. This album is phenomenal, and to think it was put out in the 80s is ridiculous. It was so ahead of its time for what it was.
All right. I understand that Enjoy is not the favorite at all. Not a lot of people like Enjoy. I mean, maybe quite a few people like Enjoy because it has like a cult following. But in my opinion, Enjoy is their best album. As much as I like the prior two albums, Enjoy is just Descendents finding their sound and perfecting production and writing some of their best songs, like Orgo Far. I mean, like the title track, Kids, Hurtin' Crew, Sour Grapes, Get the Time, Cheer, 80s Girl, Green, Days Are Blood. Like, this whole album is just bloated with greatness. I mean, Days Are Blood is kind of alright, I guess, and then Orgo 51 and Orgo Fart are just kind of like filler tracks, really, so like they don't really bother me, I guess. But this whole album is just so good. I love it. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what any of you people say. Fuck you. Enjoy is the best album. I'm giving Enjoy a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Enjoy is my second favorite Descendents album. This album really, really holds up. It's really good, despite the fact that two of the songs are literal fart humor. But I mean, hey, Enjoy is actually a pretty good track, and I like the 16ths that Bill does. Some of the really standout tracks on this album are Green, 80s Girl, and Cheer. There's nothing much else to say about this except for the fact that it's really, really good album.
All
No!
is their fourth album, and it's kinda mid. Now, I know you wouldn't really like expect that considering I just praised Enjoy, but like All just doesn't have that many highlights in my opinion. Like other than Coolidge, Camage, Clean Sheets, Van, Man, this album, like some songs in it are like alright, I guess. Like I say most of this album is just kind of alright. Like it's not really terrible, but Schizophrenia and Uranus fucking suck. Like what a way to end an album on such a low note. It's like, ugh. This album is just super mid. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. The middest mid ever. Sorry.
All the Descendents album is my 5th favorite Descendents album. I think that it's good in the first part of it, but then falls off. However, Pep Talk is really good, which is one of the standout tracks, along with K-Midge, which is my favorite from the album, Coolidge, and Van. Also, Milo talks about farting on people's faces 3 times in this album. What the hell is his fart issue? Does he have a fetish for it? Mm-hmm.
Alright, after Milo literally going to college and then there being a huge break and all that stuff, I'm not talking about all today. Everything Sucks came out in 1996, and contrary to popular belief, this is not their best album. Like, this album is really solid, but it's not like a punk masterpiece or anything. Like, all the songs in it kind of blend together, if I'm being honest, and eventually it like drags just a little bit. But this song does have a lot of cool songs, like the title track, I'm the One, Coffee Mug, Sick of Me, Doghouse, We, She Loves Me. At least this album's only 30 minutes because a lot of these songs really blend. But honestly, this album is just really solid, and so I'm gonna give it a 8 out of 10. Really good stuff, but not mind-blowing or anything.
Everything Sucks is my 4th favorite Descendents album. I really don't get the hype behind this album, but it's still exquisite, having some of the greatest songs I think Descendents has ever put out, such as Everything Sucks, I'm the One, and Doghouse. This album really, it's just their comeback album. It's a good comeback album, but it just doesn't stand out to me.
And then after another long-ass break, 2004's Cool to Be You was made, and it's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. This album suffers from the same thing that Everything Sucks does, only that I like it even less because it's just a bit too polished, and it's a bit too polished and a bit too blendy together to the point where it drags on and on and on and on. I don't know many highlights off this, album, but like, I remember American being pretty good, and Mass Nerder. I don't know. This album's okay. It's all right. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I'm feeling generous.
Cool to Be You is my 6th favorite Descendents album. And it's not a bad album. It just does what Everything Sucks does, but on a subpar level. I think that it has some standout tracks, however, like Nothing With You, Talking, and American. American is especially good. But it does drag a little near the end of the album, and at the 10th track, it just kind of becomes the same kind of structure for the album, and it just doesn't really hit that way. The beginning did.
Yeah. Hypercaffium Spazzinate was made after another long-ass break, and it sucks. I know a lot of people like to praise this album because it's like, it's like they're old and it sounds like decent enough for a band that's so old, but it's like, it sucks. It's awful. I don't like it at all. It's poopy. It's fucking dog shit. Alright, here's some actual lyrics from this. From the song On Paper. Statistically, I'm far above the rest. I do my homework, never have to guess. I'm like, you are so old. Why are you talking about getting good grades on your homework? This album sucks. This album sucks. 1 out of 10. I'm sorry, 1 out of 10.
Hypercaffium Spazzinate is my 7th favorite Descendents album. And what a badass name it has, just to be overproduced Disney rock. This is so terrible. Like, On Paper, for example, what does he mean he's a serial murderous mass raper? Why did he say that? What possessed Milo to write those lyrics? This is not a good look. And he was 53 when he wrote this. Not a good look for him, man.
Ninth and Walnut happened, and it's just a bunch of old songs but re-recorded to sound like it was on Hypercaffium Spazzinate, because it's new, I guess, and sucks because I don't care about anything on here. I mean, like, this album sucks. 1 out of 10.
Ninth and Walnut is my least favorite Descendants album, and I can't even have. There's nothing really good to say about it except for Creep Suzette. It's the only good song on there. The rest of it is just horribly produced demos, and I'm so glad they didn't make it on the Milo Goes to College. This album just bores me to death. It is so bad. What were they thinking? This was not a good decision to put out at all, and it really made them fall off.
And there you have it, folks. A mini review of Every Descendents album, like I promised. You guys can tell me how much I suck, and that you hate me, and that I'm a poser, and that I'm a loser, and that, and that, that's all I gotta say. Thanks to Kashima for, featuring in this video, and his inputs too. Yeah. Are you waiting for me to fart or something? Why?